100. Ladies and gentlemen, to the Keep It 100 podcast, I am your host, D-Matt. So, today, ladies and gentlemen, I have my special guest back with me, Miss Brandy, and we have a very good thing that we want to talk about. We both recently went and got tattoos at the tattoo parlor, and we would like to discuss our experiences with you guys and get feedback and everybody's different perspectives on tattoos and things like that. Um, I have many tattoos, and it wasn't anything new for me, but Miss Miss Brandy, she only has two tattoos so far, and she's come to realize that it looks pretty, but there's a lot of pain involved sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So but first let me just start off by saying I feel like um there's nothing wrong with tattoos or getting tattoos. I think that depending on your circumstances or your setting, um, there should be a limit, or you should be able to conceal them in certain situations. In a
Mm-hmm.
professional setting, I feel like it may be more appropriate to conceal them depending on what the situation is. Me personally, I don't have any tattoos on my hands. All of my tattoos are on my arms, which are easily concealable if I wear a long sleeve shirt. But you can't really conceal your hands unless you wear gloves, and in most occupations, wearing gloves would seem rather odd. You know what I mean? So, uh, especially if it's like 80 degrees outside or something like that. So yeah, that would be kind of weird. But um, tell the people how your experience was with your new tattoo.
All right. So I'm gonna just back up just a little bit. I'm gonna touch base on where you were talking about professions, right? So I'm a teacher, and though it's not considered a bad thing to have tattoos, and it is acceptable to have tattoos and piercings in the job area, I just think that it would be a little bit unprofessional, as you were saying, with your the hand tattoos, or some things that like neck tattoos and all of that. It would be a little bit unprofessional, if you get those type of tattoos. So it is something to think about. Tattoos are really something that's pretty. They're like a fashion statement. They're an expression of your personality. But when you are thinking of a job or whatever, it is something that you also need to think about. So that's just my 2 cents on that. I do kind of want hand tattoos though, because they're really cute. But um, my recent experience on getting this tattoo. So I'll show you all my tattoos, right? And then, so my first tattoo was this Still I Rise and the Rose. And it wasn't so bad, I think, because it was small. But then the second one is what I got when I was with Dwight, and it's this clock and this rose. So let me tell y'all, I am at a point where I'm like, no more, because it was so painful. Um, I couldn't like hold my composure. It was bad. I thought I was gonna be a thug and like thug it out, but I wasn't thugging it out in there. And like you see how it bruised me up all the way, and it's no tattoo here, so that just showed you how bad it was. Now it is beautiful, and it's like a symbol of like something that means something really big to me. Is the time my daughter was born, her name, and then a rose. Roses always signify new beginnings, love, just some new births, all of that. So I really like roses. But I just believe that people are to get tattoos that really mean something to them rather than just going to get tattoos that are, you know, meaningless. And when someone asks you why you have that tattoo, then you can't really say it. So that's my perspective. And I would say no more tattoos until a year. What you say, D Mac?
I'm not done getting tattoos, so I just have to, suck it up. I'm pretty used to it
Mm-hmm.
though now. At this point, I have, man, both my arms are almost fully covered at this point. I'm trying to complete my sleeves. Um, I think I'm gonna give the arms a little rest for right now because
You need to.
they're both fully covered on the front side. I have some space on the back sides of my arm, but um, I'm comfortable with where I am right now with the tattoos on my arms. I think my next one I'll probably get something on my chest, um,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll go from there. But I agree with what you were saying about getting stuff that has meaning. I think that every one of my tattoos, I've gotten for a purpose, and they mean something to me personally, and
Right.
um, definitely got them done at different points in my life. I have a
Mm-hmm.
cross on my arm with my grandfather's name when he passed away, and everything like
Mm-hmm.
that. That was actually the biggest tattoo that I ever got. I think that was like my third tattoo when I got that one,
Mm-hmm.
and I just wanted to do something um, in remembrance to remember him by. Not that I would ever forget him, but something visual, physical that I could always look at every day and remember him by. Because he was a very
Mm-hmm.
big part of my life, and I think things like that are very sentimental, and they go a
Right.
long way. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but all my tattoos are either all religious or spiritual, or have something to do with things I like or my personality. So
Mm-hmm.
um, I definitely feel like
Let's talk about.
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Let's talk about like tattoos that are like appropriate for men, and then tattoos that are appropriate for women.
Okay, okay. So throw it out there. If you brought it up, tell me
So,
about it.
do you think that it's inappropriate for women to be tatted like all over? Like, you know how it's acceptable for men to be tatted like all over, and it's deemed as like sexy. You know what I mean? But when a woman is tatted all over, sometimes it can be deemed as like raunchy, or it starts to look nasty or whatever. So what are your viewpoints on that?
It depends on what you mean by all over, because I've literally seen people covered in tattoos from head to toe.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that you mean that far. Um,
No.
but it just depends on like you know what the person's um, goals are and what they aspire to be going forward and stuff like that. Because you got to
Yeah.
remember, tattoos are permanent for the most
Mm-hmm.
part. I know you can kind of go and get some kind of laser treatment or whatever to
Mm-hmm.
remove them, but like a lengthy process. So you know,
Right.
for the most part, getting a tattoo is a permanent thing, and that's something that you're gonna have to live with probably for the rest of your life. And I think that it's I'm not gonna say it's inappropriate for a woman to be have a lot of tattoos, because I don't really see a issue with it. My point
Mm-hmm.
is that um, depending on what you want to do in life, you might want to be a little bit cautious about
Right.
where you get tattoos and what kind of tattoos you get and stuff like that, because
Mm-hmm.
things like that can hinder you from possible future opportunities.
Right.
I
So
feel um, like I said, like with hand tattoos and neck tattoos and
yeah.
face tattoos and stuff like that are so readily visible to everybody. Um, I think that, especially, I'm not trying to turn this into a white black thing, but especially for, African American people, um, we already are looked at a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
without having tattoos, because if
Right.
you talk about, African Americans, a lot of people of other races, you immediately think about, certain stereotypes. We have so
Right.
many built-in stereotypes already. You don't want to just be another statistic, because
Right.
a lot of people think about black people. Okay, he may have gold teeth, or he may have
Right.
dreads, or he may have drive a car like mine, or things
Yeah.
like that that people
And
stereotype
be
you
deemed
on.
as something that he's not.
Exactly, because a lot of
Yeah.
people might look at me and say, they may think that I'm some kind of gangster or thug or
Yeah.
something like that, and that's far from the truth. I grew up
Mm-hmm.
in that type of environment, where I've seen things like that, but that's not my personality. Don't Now, I like cars, you know what I mean? Like, I love cars. I love to customize cars. That's one of my passions. Um,
Yeah.
and I like tattoos. I like the way they look on me, and I enjoy getting tattoos
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. And I've even had grills and stuff like that in the past. But
Right.
so that stuff doesn't define me. You know what I mean? I don't want,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what I don't I want people to understand that just because someone looks a certain way or drives a certain car or whatever, you shouldn't stereotype them, because they could be the
Mm-hmm.
smartest guy in the room. You know what I mean? You never know
Right.
what that person's story is. And I think
Mm-hmm.
nowadays society, they just put so many stereotypes on people and label people so many different things without actually knowing the person, and that's
Yeah.
really unfortunate. But I know that that's a little bit off topic, but um, to answer your question, yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with women getting tattoos. I just feel like if you're gonna go that route, you just need to keep in mind, um, you know, your future, and how you may
Yeah.
be perceived, going forward
Mm-hmm.
by certain people, and what kind of opportunities that you could be, hindered by if you go that route.
Right. Right. I think a lot of times, many people are detoured from getting tattoos or, piercings or anything like that because of their upbringing. And so, like with me, the reason why it took so long to get tattoos and to, branch out and to actually get one was because, like, I grew up learning that, tattoos were bad. You don't get them. It's against the Bible. And so, I've grown to learn that, the cleanest bodies of people that don't have any tattoos can be the nastiest people in the world. And people that have tattoos and they're tatted from head to toe, they can be the nicest people in the world. And so, like you were saying, um, to not judge a book by its cover, that's totally true, because a lot of the times people express themselves with tattoos and they'll go get a tattoo and that means a story to them. But we sit back and sometimes we're like, why is she like so tatted up like that, and we don't know their story. So I think a lot of it just boils down to, the person you are, the type of person you are, what you believe in, and then the meaning behind what you're getting. I feel like if you're just gonna get something to get it, then I just wouldn't get it. That's just my personal opinion. But if you're gonna get something that means something and that's you know nice, I would get it, and then not care what anybody else thinks about it. So That's my personal opinion.
So true. Yeah, I completely agree. I think there's nothing wrong with it, man. You just need to be smart with your decisions and think about your future and
Yeah.
the way society is and how you may be perceived in certain situations. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of stereotypes and stuff out there already, and you
Mm-hmm.
know, you just need to be mindful and make the best decisions possible for yourself going forward. But
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy the tattoo process for the most part. Except when he's like, you know, constantly going over a very painful area. But this guy was killing my shoulder. Uh,
Yeah,
but
see, I told people my experience. You just sit back there like
yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man. So this,
the jump hurt.
yeah, it does hurt. It hurts more in certain areas of your body,
Bad.
like I said, I have all tattoos on my arms, but there are certain parts of your arm, like when he was doing my, okay, so this is my most recent tattoo that I just got, right? So I'm a Scorpio, and I had this scorpion on my arm for a long time, but there was a lot of empty space around the mid and top part of the Scorpio. So I wanted to get that filled in. So I went to my tattoo guy, and I was a bit unsure about what exactly I wanted. And by the way, shout out to Palm Beach Ink, Tommy Mac, my tattoo artists over there. Those guys they do a great job, great customer service.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the West Palm area and you want to get a tattoo, holla at those guys, man. They do a great job. But anyway, um, I wanted to get the area around my scorpion filled in and everything, and we were kind of brainstorming what to get. And initially, as you know, like I was gonna get a skull at the top of
Mm-hmm.
my arm, and then I was gonna get a rose on the back side to kind of cap it off, and then have some shading around it. But as I thought about it, um, skulls kind of represent death, and I'm very much so about life and prosperity and
Positivity and
positivity and all that good stuff. So
yeah.
I decided to scrap the skull idea, and we went with like a desert background for the tattoo, and I think it came out pretty good. It's still very sore, especially at the
Mm-hmm.
top of my shoulder, just killing me. But
Yeah.
I'm happy with the results and everything, and those
Yeah.
guys always take care of me over there, and I recommend I recommend them to anybody that's interested in getting a tattoo. Um, but yeah, they have done, my guy over there. He's done all my tattoos except maybe about I think only two that he hasn't done
Mm-hmm.
on my arms. The rest of them were done by the same person. That's another thing. So I feel like if you're interested in tattoos, um, I think that you should find a good artist that you like their work, and stick with that person. That way, your artwork and your tattoos are consistent,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have you when you go to different places all the time to get your tattoos. It can end up looking a certain
Ugly.
way, yeah, that a
You
certain way that you're not
ain't
really
want to say
comfortable with.
ugly. It look ugly.
Yeah, I don't want to really say ugly, but yeah, it, you know, everything, you want everything to be consistent and flow
Yeah.
together and look similar. You know what I mean? So you find you a good artist. Don't let people overcharge you. Look around, get good prices, and then get somebody you're comfortable with and you like their
Yeah.
work, and consistently go to that person, because you'll get the best results, in my opinion, if you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but now, as far as things that I would deem a bit too much or too far or inappropriate, maybe like face tattoos,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because I think that the first thing a person sees is your face,
Right.
right? And if you have like, now, if you want to get face tattoos, hey, by all means, it's your body. I'm just speaking on my personal opinion. I don't think that that's something I would ever do, and I don't think that's something that would be appropriate in most circumstances, unless you're
Mm-hmm.
a rapper. I mean, but your face is the first thing that people see, and you don't want to, like I said, with all the stereotypes that's already out there, you don't want somebody to, as soon as they see you, have this preconceived notion about you. You know what I mean? Especially, being black. You're already black. That's one strike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
And
think
then
it
you have
goes
face
back to those
tattoos.
stereotypes. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're black. You have face tattoos, and then it's already another.
Strike two.
Yeah, strike two. You know what I mean? You have gold teeth. That's strike three. You have
Strike
dreads.
three.
That's strike.
It also depends on the type of tattoo you have too.
Yeah.
Because like I mean, tattoos mean something different. Like the teardrops, we know what that we all know what the teardrops mean. So
Yeah.
you get those type of type of tattoos, and then you think that it's cool, but you don't know the meaning behind it. And then now you have a stereotype or somebody looking at you in a certain way, and all you did was go and follow the fad. So that's important too, to not follow the fad or the trend of getting something, but actually making sure you know what you're getting when you go and get something. And it also falls back to um the meaning behind it, why you're getting something. If you're just getting it to get it, then that's gonna mess you up. Like the Chinese letters and all that, you need to know what you're getting before you get it.
For sure, man. For
Yeah.
sure. Like it all goes back to what I said about, being smart, getting stuff with meaning and all that. But, like I said, these are just our opinions. At the end of the day, it's your body, it's your money, it's your decision, what you're gonna
Right.
do. Um, but whatever you do, just think before you do things, be smart, and just realize that everybody doesn't see your vision or your viewpoint like you do. So
Yeah.
I know that people will look at you differently, man. With in certain situations, your appearance, it just promotes a lot of preconceived notions and stuff like that. But we'll leave it on that note, and appreciate you guys for tuning in to this episode. Uh, and we'll catch you next time. Hey, shout out to the strip club right here, man.
The strip club.
I need all my sisters to do this for me.
The strip club.
All right, guys.